I'm Meg Jamieson, and I'm a lecturer in Film and Media Studies. This semester teaching Film and Media Studies 275, which is our basic video production, and also teaching a digital storytelling class.
My name is Gilbert. I'm a postdoctoral teaching fellow and visiting assistant professor in the Film and Media Studies department. And this semester I'm helping Meg to redesign her basic video production course.
And this is Callie Jo from CTE. Today, I'm going to walk you through a little bit of what's been happening in our Film and Media Studies department here at KU. However, before we can fully appreciate the new, we first have to talk about what came before. What was this course originally like? The answer to that question? It was a traditional lecture lab format. Students would first learn the information in class. Then, in the following lab, they would have one, maybe two, opportunities to apply what they had just learned. As you might imagine by now, this new course strays a bit from tradition. So I'll let Meg Jamieson take it from here.
So in the transformed version, there is a section where they're sitting and looking at clips and analyzing where the lights are placed and using their textbook to determine lighting setups. But the other half of the class is actually rotating through specific setups designed to get them to experiment with one or another quality of light. The reflected light, the color of light, the direction of light, or reading a grid to determine a 3-light setup. And then that same material will be carried forward into the labs where they will have to design the setups and execute them, record them, and upload them. So what we're hoping is that there's a closer connection between the information and the usable knowledge, that like it kind of gets into their hands faster and therefore gets into their heads and their creative process faster.
And this brings us to that question of when does faster become too fast? How do we balance that teeter-totter of quantity and retention? Especially as Jamieson noted.
There's always the struggle between delivering them information that is permanent and unmovable, like what is a light wave and how do we record sound, and getting them to put that understanding into practice. And it's always a tricky balance.
And it's a struggle that the students often feel. As with most new courses, this one definitely had its growing pains. Students were required to step out beyond their expectations. And sometimes that heightened student feelings of dissatisfaction or ineptitude. So the question is, how can an instructor overcome these issues?
What we're doing is we're trying to suit the scale, both to the student skill level, which is quite varied. You know, some students come in with a lot of experience from well-equipped or well-funded high schools, and other students have never tried to do this before. Some of them are coming from maybe a writing background and they don't have a technical background, so you're looking at a lot of variability.
So how does this work with the redesign? How does this work within the overall goal?
Sometimes I think the broad purpose of teaching filmmaking is that they engage with the world at a deeper level. They're constantly thinking about how we frame stories and leave things out and put things in and shape things. I often used to joke that my classes mostly serve to keep you from going crazy if you got stranded on a desert island, because you have more to think about. The hope is that the connection between studies and practice, which is at the heart of film and media studies as a degree, can be implemented a little more deeply with a flipped classroom.
Changes are still in the works, but in the meantime, class has become a little more active, communication a little more important, and video production a little more intense.